MSGP meeting of June 25th, 2024. I am the chair on this committee. I'm joined by Councillor Bressie, Councillor Plott, and Mayor Clayton. And we will start with an adoption of the agenda. I would ask Councillor Plott for that motion.
So moved.
Call a question.
Mayor Clayton in favor.
That carries. And we would move to Chief McEachern for our service area update.
Thank you, Chair. So for the service area update today, I'll start with economic development. We are pleased to share the Invest Grande Prairie team supported leasing the Dave Bar space to create more childcare spots in the city. Connecting the Dots Foundation, which opened this spring, currently has 64 spots filled. And this afternoon, our team, along with mayor and council members, will attend the grand opening and tour the center. 8 new business welcome emails were sent for licenses issued between June 3rd and June 17th. 5 of these were home-based and 3 were commercial. Invest Grande Prairie continues to actively reach out to local businesses through our business visitation program, having connected with 4 different companies throughout the city this past week. We appreciate the opportunity to engage and have fruitful conversations with our local business community. The Rural Renewal Stream Community Partnership had their monthly meeting on June 20th and approved 16 new employer applications for 27 positions. 166 candidates have been endorsed this year, 12 in the last 2 weeks. CSD and InvestGP are working together to issue follow-up surveys for both employers and candidates. And the updated survey, which was launched this week, reports will be generated on a monthly basis moving forward. Under events and entertainment, the 2024-2025 season schedule has been released. For the Storm Home Opener Fan Fest will be Friday, September 13th versus Whitecourt Wolverines. And as mentioned in our previous report this past weekend, the venue hosted the Grande Prairie Powwow on Friday to Sunday with over 3,000 people involved with the celebration, dancing, hand games, food, and vendors. A couple of events just coming up is, of course, the Canada Day Parade and Celebration on July 1st, Odyssey House Grand Con Comic Con on July 12th to 14th, Rotary Rib Fest July 19th to 21st, Heritage Day on August 3rd, Storm Main Camp August 23rd to 25th, Experience GP on August 30th, and the Storm Home Opener Fan Fest plus game versus Whitecourt that I just mentioned, and Night Hawk Comedy Night Fundraiser September 21st. Peace Country Invitational PBR will be September 27th and 28th. And lastly, Tennille Towns, Things That Brought Me Here tour November 19th. There are only limited tickets available at this point. And with that, I can take any questions.
I see no hands being raised. Chief McEachern, you said there's 64 spots filled at Connect the Dots. Do they have any additional space?
Thank you. My understanding is there's still a few additional spaces available.
Okay, thank you. I still see no hands raising, so we'll move on to 4.2 and ask Chief McEachern to introduce this subject line. Sorry, Chief Glavin.
Thank you, Chair Blackmore. The city has received a request to locate a telecommunications tower on city property at the service center in the Richmond Industrial Park. And as part of that, they've also requested a letter of attestation to go along with the request if council chose to allow this to be placed on that site. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Babalola.
Thank you, Chief Glavin. Go ahead, Mr. Babalola.
Good morning, through the chair. The report before us today is a request for a letter of attestation for a proposed telecommunication tower on the city's property at 9505 112 Street. That's the city center. The proposed location is within the Richmond industrial area, and the location and the properties around it are zoned as general industrial districts. And there is no residential development within a radius of 6 times the proposed tower height. The proposed tower is a 40-meter tripole, and that can offer opportunities for future co-location of telecommunication antennas. The applicant has completed the required notification and advertising as required by the Land Use Bylaw and ISED, and has not received any response or comments opposing the proposal. The applicant is, however, waiting to finalize the lease agreement of the proposed location with the city before proceeding to apply for NAV Canada and Transport Canada's approval. As per Policy 602, the land management and as per Policy 602, land management, acquisition, disposition, and leasing, council approval is required for the lease agreement. So with this, administration recommends that the Invest GP committee supports this proposal and direct administration to provide the requested letter of attestation, and also recommend that council direct administration to negotiate and execute a lease with the telecommunication company with terms and conditions that are satisfactory to the city solicitor and the city manager. And with this, I can take any questions. Also, I will mention that the applicant is also online to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Babalola. Do we have any questions from the committee? I see Councillor O'Connor's hand up. I'll go to him.
Yes, just a quick question. I'm assuming that we would get compensated for locating on city property.
Through the property? Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
We have no questions or concerns. Does someone want to look after the business for this? Councillor Bressie?
Great. Thank you, Chair Blackmore. I am happy to move that the Invest GP Committee support the proposal for Telecommunication Tower and direct administration to provide the requested letter of attestation, and recommend the Council direct administration to negotiate and execute a lease with the telecom company with terms and conditions satisfactory to the city solicitor and the city manager.
Thank you for that motion. I see no questions, so I'll call the vote. That motion does carry.
Motion is worded, recommend council direct administration. This is going back to council.
Thank you, Mayor Clayton. Yes, as council under Policy 602 is the one you would need to approve.
Excellent, thank you.
We can move on to item 8, which is the outstanding items list. Chief McEachern.
Thank you, Chair. For the outstanding items list, we do have 2 amendments we're recommending. Item 1282, we request that be moved to Q3, and number 1317 is now complete with the additional work moving under 1326. So with those 2 amendments.
Thank you, Chief McEachern. I'd ask for a motion to accept that. Councillor Plott.
I'd make a motion that we accept the outstanding item list as amended.
Thank you. I'll call a question.
Bressie in favor.
That motion does carry, and with that, we are adjourned.